The whistle shrieks. Two athletes crash into each other on the mat. One slips forward, and in the middle of that chaos, a teenage girl locks her opponent to the ground. 3 seconds, 2, 1. The referee slams his hand down. The arena explodes in cheers.
Where is he?
The girl doesn't celebrate. She stands searching the crowd. She searches the crowd again, row after row of faces, but she can't find him. At that moment, nobody in that arena knew the truth. They didn't know the man who taught her to fight. They didn't know about the years of humiliation, the broken friendships, the betrayal that almost destroyed her family. 5 years earlier, the town of Grayford wakes slowly. Small houses, dusty streets, early morning fog. Inside a modest home, a man sits silently at a wooden table. His name is Daniel Carter. Once, he was the strongest wrestler in the entire region. But now he repairs broken farm equipment, trudged to survive. A newspaper sits on the table. The headline reads, "National Wrestling Team announces final squad." Daniel stares at the names. His name isn't there. It never was. He folds the paper slowly.
You're still thinking about it?
I gave 10 years of my life to that Jurjuin.
We have something better now.
You're cheating!
Two little girls run past, Lydia and Ava. Daniel smiles faintly, but inside, something still aches. Daniel Carter once believed he would become a champion, but dreams don't always die when they fail. Sometimes they just wait for another way to live. Years pass. Daniel quietly carries the dream, hoping one day he'll have a son to train. But fate has other plans.
Dad! Dad!
What happened?
They're outside!
She started it! This isn't over!
Started what?
They started it, Dad!
You started this mess!
Hey, everyone, calm down. They were picking on a kid at school.
Sometimes the smallest moments reveal the strongest character. So?
So Lily knocked one of them down.
You... what?
Dad, he deserved it.
Sometimes courage looks a lot like trouble.
That girl fights like a wild animal!
Daniel Carter stepped outside and discovered the story had already reached his door. Daniel Carter expected trouble, but what he saw in his daughter was something very different. I've made a decision.
What kind of decision?
That night, Daniel Carter made a choice that would change everything. Tomorrow morning we start training.
For what?
Wrestling. Some decisions, everything that follows.
Daniel, be serious.
I am serious.
But they're girls.
Daniel Carter was already imagining a future no one else could yet see. Carter has lost his mind.
Girls wrestling? That's ridiculous.
In a small town, new ideas, and in Grayford, everyone was already talking. Grayford was a town where traditions were stronger than ambition. Girls didn't wrestle. They were expected to grow up quietly and disappear into ordinary lives. But Daniel Carter had already decided something, and when Daniel Carter decided something, he never turned back. The next morning, 4:45 a.m., Daniel Carter began the training that would change everything. Run.
In this weather?
Yes.
I think he's serious.
Great journeys rarely begin comfortably. Had never believed in easy mornings.
I am tired already.
The first lesson was simple. Strength begins where comfort ends. You can do better.
You're being unfair.
Daniel Carter believed something strength was never built by comfort. Do you want the world to be fair to you? Because it won't be. Daniel Carter was not teaching them how to run. He was teaching them how to endure. The training was brutal, not because Daniel Carter wanted it to be, but because he knew something the girls didn't yet understand.
Look at them.
Wrestling girls. Who would marry them?
In Grayford, breaking tradition did not go unnoticed, and courage often arrived with whispers.
I'm done!
Every journey has a moment when quitting feels easier than continuing.
I'm serious. We hate this.
Sometimes the hardest words are the ones that change a child's future forever. I didn't ask you to carry my dream, but if you stop now, you'll carry their laughter forever. And in that quiet living room, a lesson was planted that would shape their future.
Training tomorrow?
That was the moment everything changed. But someone else had already noticed them. Watching from across the field was a man named Marcus Steele, former regional coach, ambitious, sharp, and very patient. That man is building champions. With girls, you'll see. While the town doubted, someone else had already recognized the future. But Marcus Steele wasn't just observing, he was planning. Because the greatest obstacle in this story, he wasn't the town. It wasn't the competition. It wasn't even the training. The greatest obstacle would come from someone the girls trusted. Sometimes the body reacts before the mind understands why. Before she even noticed it, Lily's hands were already shaking. The sun was setting. But the real shift had only just begun.
I swear Dad is pushing us harder than ever. If he wanted that, we wouldn't survive 5 minutes out here.
But Daniel Carter wasn't listening to complaints. Daniel Carter didn't waste words. He didn't need to. He walked it. And when they thought they were done, he pushed them harder than anyone else ever would. And then, a voice they didn't recognize cut through the silence.
So you girls train very hard.
And just like that, everything shifted. Some moments don't announce themselves. They arrive quietly and change everything.
Who are you?
Someone who can make you champions.
Wait, what?
Some